Hi friends, Marin with Into Mobile. Today we're taking a look at the brand new iPad, Apple's 3rd generation tablet, and of course the main appeal, 9.7-inch Retina display. If you notice, when it's turned off, looks pretty much exactly like an iPad 2. It's a bit thicker, a very little bit, and a little bit heavier, but not by much. You have your home button on the bottom, your front-facing camera on top, brushed aluminum backing, Apple logo, iPad. This is a 32 gigabyte Wi-Fi only model, 30-pin connecting dot, your speaker, buttons on this side for the volume, and this is the mute lock switch, 5 megapixel camera which can do 1080p eyesight camera now, power unlock, and your standard headphone jack. Of course, the main appeal of this device is the Retina display, and this thing is beautiful. 9.7 inches, 2048 by 1536 resolution. You know, just for the sake of comparison, that's, over 1 million more pixels than your HD TV. What does that mean? Basically, it's an amazing screen. One of the best screens I've ever seen, and one of the things I like is, photos look great. Zoomed in. Notice how quick and responsive it is, as you would expect from Apple. Photos can look great. Websites, text, just scales up if you're coming from the right type of content. Our site doesn't seem to want to load. Videos look good as well, and Retina ready apps like Tweetbot also look great. So we're going to take a look at some of the software and some of the new things in here, but I wanted to just talk about the display and what it means. So there's been comparisons which liken this Retina display to seeing HD television for the first time compared to standard definition. And I agree that that's very true, but this one also has another layer because you're actually interacting with it. You're touching it. Your thoughts and what you're computing is going there. And what this Retina display does, the real magic of it, is you soon forget it. Same way with the Retina display on the iPhone and the 720p screens and the 720p screens with Android devices, you soon forget that, oh, this is amazing. There's no jaggies, there's no pixels. This is how it should be. Today we're taking a look at the video recording capabilities of the brand new iPad. 5 megapixel camera, 1080p HD. Shut up, guy. This is just how it should be. This is how screens and your connection with your computing, there should be as few layers of abstraction as possible. You have touch, you have almost a window into the content, that with no pixels. It's difficult, I guess, to fully convey without seeing it yourself. And even still, I don't think that many apps out there right now are truly taking advantage of that because it just came out. But give it some time and it should be there. So we already dove into the browser. It's exactly what you'd expect from this point. It's good. I hate that these two bars are separate. Just go ahead and give me... let's go back to the big picture. Just go ahead and give me one separate box, or one combined unified search and URL box. I'm not going to look at too much on this. But just for an idea of, this is Boston.com's The Big Picture. It's great stuff. So visually interesting website's going to look great. Photos are going to look great. We're going to look at iPhoto now. New app, about $5. Really nice. This is actually going to change the way that I edit my photos when I go traveling. You just it can pull in your photo stream. You can get the camera connecting kit. So you want to do that. Want to edit Bluebell ice cream. Amazing ice cream out of Texas. Some other states too, I think. Notice how quick and responsive it is to your touch. You want to... You're going. Yeah, let's get that out of there. Share it to your journal, Facebook, iTunes, Beam. Let's put it on my journal. Alright, that was a quick one. Actually, this isn't going to be good because I only put 2 pictures, but... So just with a couple quick glances, you know, you create this quasi-professional looking show, which could be interesting to some people. What I'm interested in is when I have a ton of photos, just going to connect it through here or through PhotoStream and edit on this iPad because it's just so easy to do with your hands and with the iPhoto. So 1080p content is now available in iTunes. I run a movie called Young Adult. It's loaded up now. It's actually 3 gigabytes as a full download, which is a lot of space, particularly if you're getting one of the versions with lower storage. So keep that in mind. It looks good. If you notice, as I said before, it might be difficult for this to come across on the camera, but very high definition, looks great. Letterbox though, because of the 4:3 formatting of the device. Can't show too much of that movie. But, you know, there is great HD content available there, on the web. Even, here's Infinity Blade 2. This one's Retina ready, but I've noticed with some of the other games like NBA 2K, which isn't Retina ready, it still looks really good on this display. Some of the iPhone apps that are scaled up that aren't Retina ready, they look like crap. But some of these look amazing. Sounds good. Sounds good too. So it's a really strong multimedia device, particularly when you hook it into the iTunes ecosystem for video and audio, and then you have third-party apps like Stitcher and Spotify. And even if you have some files and movies that aren't iTunes friendly, there are plenty of apps out there which will let you play your AVI files or your MKVs that, you know, you somehow got. Alright. We'll skip through this, but
now every deathless in the world is going to come hunting.
Look at how good this looks. Now more power than the Xbox 360 and the PS3.
My hands, the worker of secrets.
Which is pretty crazy when you think about it.
Pure fabrication.
Of course, cameras have been updated as well. You have your FaceTime for the front facing, which we'll do in a second. You have your rear iSight camera, 5 megapixel. Pretty much about what you get with the iPhone 4. You have that dreaded. This is the front. Where are we? Well, there we are. Hey guys. Alright, let's get to the back. Yeah. Pick it up. I still think it's kind of weird to take photos with holding this thing up, but it's relatively well done in terms of the software. I just think it's awkward. I do like the photo editing software though with iPhoto, and even iMovie is pretty good, even though it's tough to get some of the HD content on there. So that's the iPad 3. Beautiful Retina display. Battery, excellent. About 10 hours, you know, sometimes even more. It does take longer to charge than previous versions, I found, and it gets a little warm on the back. It's pretty warm right now. It doesn't you know, it's not hot, it's not going to burn you, it's nothing too crazy, but that's something to keep in mind. Overall, I think it's the best tablet on the market. I think that if you have an original iPad, definitely worth an upgrade. If you have an iPad 2, it's a little tougher to tell, but once you see the screen in person, you might be tempted to. If you're not convinced that tablets are meaningful right now, maybe you shouldn't, you know, maybe this won't convince you to get it. But, you know, I think there's a lot of promise with this screen, with the power in here, with the dual-core processor, the quad-core GPU, you know, with the apps that people are going to be able to create or that they have already created. It's a very, that's nice. It's a very interesting experience. You know, you also throw on the battery life, the 4G LTE, which isn't in this version, but which has been, you know, seen as really, really fast. It's another good job by Apple, and I think that this thing's going to be very, very popular, of course. So that's a look. Latest iPad. Thanks for watching.